All right, let's get to work right now. Dylan Turner says first period under in Montreal game. Before I saw Slats' confidence on the under 5 in that game, I kind of had some interest in that over 5. But I need to talk everything out. There's Rob T in the house. Viper and B says Antonio Davis is a bum. All right, Raj making moves on Clippers, Celtics, Raptors, Nuggets. All right, let's get to work right now and fire away. We are going to start with Rockies, Astros. We will just go through in order of baseball. So if you are watching late, that's how you know if you need to skip ahead or whatnot. We're going to start with this Rockies game. Let's get over to the Bet365 opening lines here. Full game, money lines and totals. And Zenzatella versus Greinke. And Houston opens up at minus 185, and it was minus 210 about an hour and a half ago. There has been 10 cents of buyback on the Colorado Rockies. This total opened over 9 at minus 115. It's now juiced to the under 9 at minus 115. Rye Cape says Greinke is dealing, and he certainly is. 1-0, 2.53 ERA, 1.08 whip, 21 in the third, 18 Ks, 4 walks, 0 home runs. His last start was extremely important. The Astros were moving in the wrong direction, and he seemed to calm everything down. And the starters have a 1.68 ERA over the past 11 games. They've worked at least 5 innings in 10 of those starts while allowing 1 run or less. Going up against Zenzatella, 3-0, 3.91 ERA, 1.26 whip. Remember, his numbers last year were putrid. He's gotten off to a good start. Rockies versus righties, 259, 760 OPS. Astros versus righties, 221, 678 OPS. Also looks like the Astros bullpen has sort of found themselves here. They looked like they were in big trouble with some early injuries, but they've got their shit together. 3.53 ERA, 1.55 whip. Rockies bullpen, 4.76 ERA, 1.37 whip. As we said, Greinke, 1 run, 7 hits, 1 walk last start. 2-1, 3.09 ERA over 5 starts last year against the Rockies. 14-7, 3.66 ERA, and 35 appearances against the Rockies. Rockies have lost 6 of 8, and Zenzatella is coming off his worst start of the year. And Rockies, Astros, take it away, my friend.
Yeah, so this is one of those games where, like, the right team is obviously favored. Like, you never have a minus 200 favorite that should be an underdog, but I think it's too bloated here. Greinke has looked really good at the beginning of the year. His numbers have been great. He stepped it up, and he's been an ace in the league for a decade now for a reason. Zenzatella, he was kind of a trash can for a couple of years, but he's turned it around a bit this year. He had a rough start in his last start, but I kind of believe that he'll be a serviceable starter going forward. Like, most of his numbers have looked pretty decent this season. His walk rate's gone down. His strikeout rate's gone a little bit up. So when I see that his walk rate's going down, his strikeout rate's going up, I see there's some good stuff in the metrics there going forward with him. One game doesn't say all for the Astros bullpen. Both these bullpens are pretty average, especially over the last 2 weeks. Both of them have ERAs over 5. The Astros FIP and xFIP are also closing in on 6 over the last couple of weeks. The offenses are pretty close. When you look at offensive numbers, you have to just look at the Rockies WRC plus number, because batting average, weighted on base average, those are not adjusted for park differences. But that number, the WRC plus number, which I talk about every single time I talk about offenses on this show, that is park adjusted. So that is why that number is so important, because it balances out hitting in Coors Field versus, hitting in Tropicana Field, which is one of the worst hitters park in the league. So when you look at the WRC plus numbers for these two teams, the Astros have a better offense. They're at 104. That's 4 points higher than average. And the Rockies offense is right about average. When you balance all these numbers out, the Astros should be a favorite here. That's no question, but they should not be minus 200. I actually am looking at this. I'm taking the value number here. I got this game lined at right around minus 140, plus 140. So since I think the true number on this game should be about plus 140 for the Rockies, and I'm getting plus 185, I took a stab on the Rockies. To me, that's just too much line value to pass up. So I have my play on this game is on the Rockies at plus 185 right now. You can get them, and that's my look on this game.